Hey, Jeff Grinnell here with Youthology, and thank you for joining us every week for a topic on youth leadership. This week, we are talking about missiology and the public school campus. What do we do about the mission and the passion to be on campus? It's called missiology. It is why we do things. It is how and why we do what we do as a youth pastor or a youth leader. So let's deal with missiology in the setting of the campus, okay, in the context of the campus, the setting of the student or the teenager. How do we become present, not just as an individual, but our ministries? How do we become present on campus for teenagers? Listen, I believe the last great mission field in America is the unreached 25 plus million teenagers on the middle school and high school campus. So what do we do about this? This chasm between the school and the youth group. It will take dealing with the excuses head on and bringing solutions to volunteers or paid youth leaders across this country in order to have a footprint on the soil of America's unreached people group. We have way too many excuses. If a missionary came to America and saw how most of us do youth ministry, I think they would shake their head in wonder. They would look at the majority of youth ministry leaders who spend the majority of their time in the church building, and they would scratch their head wondering why are they not in the setting of their target? Why are we not on the school campus or at the coffee shop or the donut shop or the mall or the gym or the theater or the skate park with our students? Let's at least admit that we must increase missional presence in the teenage setting. I know some of you do this really well. Others of us struggle with this. So how do we reach this last great mission field in America? Too often, I've heard youth leaders make excuses about their presence on campus rather than solutions. Say that the middle school or high school is closed to the gospel and the youth ministry is not allowed on campus. However, I have yet to see a closed campus in my 39 years of youth ministry. Now, hang on, let me explain. Sure, on some campuses, because of the administration or security issues, or because of the issues of former leaders and volunteers on campus, youth leaders may not be able to have a Bible study or prayer meeting, bring in pizza at lunch in the cafeteria. I get that. But there are so many other ways to get on campus. Unfortunately, what I have heard are more excuses than solutions. While youth leaders are more focused on the office or the coffee shop, right? Oftentimes, and their version of context is the church rather than the school, hoping that students would show up on Wednesday night or Sunday night and come to the youth service. But at the same time, our young people are doing the same thing. They're asking the church to show up in the public setting. Come to my game, come to my theater event, come to my track meet. Could you meet me after school, right? While the two cross in the night and never meet. Practical campus theology is this. Let me help you understand the practice of contextual campus ministry, missiology. Assuming that you understand that you have a passion for the school campus and for students, and you have a desire for it, I can help you with the practical side of it. I know it can be intimidating, but there are many ways to do this, to have a footprint on the school campus, whether you are volunteer or paid leadership. Let me give you 6 ways to have a presence on the campus, okay? First, train your students to be campus missionaries because you are on campus because the students have to be there. Systematic preaching and teaching of the importance of sharing their faith and how to do that in the middle school and high school context with their friends, it's called apologetics. Number 2, attend as many extracurricular events as possible on the campus. The whole youth leadership team should be assigned to this, assuring that every school is covered at some kind of event on the school campus. Number 3, volunteer or apply for work at the school. teaching or classroom assistance, career, vocational, behavioral counseling, lunchroom, library, athletic team coaching, officiating sports, working with the choirs, or transportation. How many more do we need to list here, right? Listen, number 4, programming and planning to use the facilities of the local schools for your youth ministry events. I love this neutral site setting where you can do seminars or conferences or assemblies or concerts or athletic events that build trust and provide the school system with resources to build better students. Now the church is giving and not taking. A neutral site event helps the students then to take their faith away from the church and exercise it in the context of their friends. Number 5, praying for the campus in your area. Listen, this can be done publicly in youth ministry service. Yes, in strategic prayer meetings or walks around campuses, right? By doing this, you promote your passion for the school, but you also bring the supernatural investment of prayer into the situation. What a solution when you pray about this. Sometimes the doors just fling wide open. Finally, number 6, you're preaching and teaching with the campus in mind. Every week, you should be preaching, teaching, and modeling a missiology or a contextualization of the youth ministry on campus, using schools in your illustration, telling stories of students who are evangelists or pastoring their campus, right? All of this, it really is much easier to get onto campus than you think. It just takes some passion, some interest, some creativity, and I can help you with the creative part because next week we're going to cover over 30 ways to reach the campus. I just gave you 6 that are more practical when it comes to like the passion and how to do this from a pastoral side of things. But I want to talk to you next week about 30 ways to be present on campus. Things as simple as youth merch, right? Hey, I don't want to waste it now, but join us next week, okay? Join us next week when we talk about the practical ways to do missiology. We're building this this week. Go back and look at it, and then we'll build on this next week and have an even more practical take in the podcast next week, all right? Listen, you can catch us at youthology.com or go to the socials, hit the link tree in the socials, right? Go to that bio, hit the link tree, and you can watch us on YouTube. You can listen to us at iTunes, or you can read the manuscript at youthology.com. All right? Hey, have a great week. I'll see you next week.